Hi, Omega Khaos again with another real life deck profile. So with this deck I got 11th place at Finnish Nationals. And I decided to of course go to Finnish Nationals because Estonia hasn't had its own national since 2011. And I haven't been able to play Yu-Gi-Oh in real life much at all, because also there aren't any official Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments in Estonia anymore as well. So I went with this deck. It went pretty well actually, but unfortunately I didn't get to top 8. But I think this deck is definitely pretty good. I made it a little bit more competitive than it previously was, took out the ritual aspect completely. So I guess let's score a stick and I'll talk about how the certain cards worked as well. So first, the monsters. So first I ran a triple, Salamangreat, Khaos, of course, one of the key cards. Really good, of course. You must get all of your plays going. Then a triple, Salamangreat Spinny, a really obvious card as well. Some run it at 2, but I think 3 is still way too good not to run, because you definitely need both Spinny and Khaos most of the time to get your first turn combo. Then triple Salamangreat Foxy, another card many run at 2, but I think it just gives that extra consistency as well. And since I don't run cyanide mining as well, since that card is way too expensive for me. Then one Salamangreat Jaguar, of course, a very important card as well. Definitely pretty powerful. Then one Salamangreat Falco, which recycles all Salamangreat spells and traps. Of course, pretty essential as well. And one Salamangreat Foal, which is really good for rank 4 plays. And that has pretty decent effect as well. Then I use one Lady Debug, since unfortunately it was limited in the last ban list. It's very sad because this card getting hit actually hurts pure Cyber stack much more than this particular deck. But since I don't have cyanide mining, it kind of hurts my deck as well a little bit. But of course, since it's still very good, I use the one legal copy. Then I use a double backup secretary. I use it as a level 3 extender to go into Mirror Stalio. Not sure if it's very good. I didn't really use it very often at that tournament. So I might take them out in the future. Maybe add something like Crusader Reclusia, which also will act as an out to certain cards, like floodgates and whatnot. Then some hand traps. Triple, Explosion and Spring. Of course, really powerful, pretty much a stable hand trap more or less. And then triple Effect Veiler, of course pretty good as well in several matchups. Then the spell cards. One Salamangreat Sanctuary, of course very important for your reincarnation link summoning. Then one Vision of Fire, of course, to go into Violet Chimera and acts like a super polymerization type card. And this card actually won me one game in the Salamangreat mirror match, since I revealed it with Foxy and whatnot. So that was definitely very clutch, and went into my Violet Chimera and attacked for game, since it was pretty much almost time in the round. Then triple Salamangreat Circle, of course your main searcher of the deck, very good. Then one Will of the Salamangreat, of course another extra extender, pretty good. I decided to cut it down to 1, but I think I might actually put it up again. Then triple Cold Grave, of course, to stop hand traps. Yeah, pretty essential, I guess, in this current metagame. Then I run triple twin twisters in the main deck. Yes, I think I was pretty worried about cards like Mystic Mind, so I thought I should add in some spell and trap removal in the main deck. Because this card can be good going first, but because when you set it and then you're like, for certain decks like Pendulums, you can just destroy the Pendulum Scales. And of course going second against back row decks, it's very, very nice. Then trap cards. Triple Salamangreat Roar. Many other Salamangreat players only played that one, including one Rage as well. But I decided, of course, round 3 because I want to open with this card first turn and then I can send the Rage to the graveyard and then recycle it with Sonat Wolf, so I would have both disruptions on my field at the same time. It actually was very useful actually. So yeah, I will definitely won't cut it. Maybe to 2 at worst, but I think this card is definitely worth it to run at world builds. Then one Salamangreat Rage, of course very powerful. And the last 3 cards in the main deck are triple Crackdown. So of course I want to have some more defensive cards. Before I ran like the Solemn Brigade, like Solemn Strikes and Warning and Judgment. So I decided to actually switch and instead put this in. It was pretty decent, but I'm not sure if I keep running it. Maybe I will put the Strikes back in. We'll see. But overall, of course, it's a very powerful trap card for sure. Now, let's see the Excel deck. So first I run Salamangreat Violet Chimera, of course, very good Vision Master for OTKs and whatnot. Actually OTK'd quite a few times with this card in the tournament. So definitely very nice, and of course good in the mirror match as well with Super Polymerization and Vision of Fire. Then one number 41 Bakuska, Terrible Taper. So I had 2 choices. I had Abyss Dweller, of course, and this. I eventually decided on this because obviously before I ran both, but I didn't really have any space in the deck anymore, so I had to choose. So I think it's better because it's more versatile and works against more decks. But like I said, the Abyss Dweller is of course a very good choice as well. Then one Salamangreat Minard Stalio, of course very good for starter plays. But you probably won't need more than one because you can also just recycle with Jack Shower or Sunlight Wolf and whatnot. Then double Salamangreat Heatlaya, of course pretty good as well to get rid of back row and also for that Violet Chimera out the K. And then of course triple Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf, of course very powerful as well, pretty much the main link must go into every time. So yeah, I don't think I need to explain this further. Then triple Salamangreat Balinks. I decided to pump it up to 3 because it's just such an essential card. So it's yeah, because of course the protection effect and like the fact that it's a link 1 monster. Then one Poralo Dragon, of course very good link 4 monster. I actually didn't even play today at the tournament. I guess didn't really come up the situation that this card would have been needed. But still, of course, still will run it for sure. Then one Transport Talker, of course a very good monster. I actually used it quite a few times with Update Jammer, and so I could OTK my opponent if my opponent had got a clear field. So definitely pretty good. And then Update Jammer as well for that Transport Talker OTK. So I think it's pretty good still. And finally, the last card in the next deck is Nightmare Phoenix because it's a fire attribute and good to get rid of some back row. I don't remember using it, but I guess it's definitely an option in this deck. Then I'm actually going to show my side deck as well, which I normally don't do, but since it's essentially like a tournament report, is definitely relevant. First, triple Togoran, the Mad Flame Kaiju. I decided to use this because it's a fire attribute, so I could recycle the Sunlight Wolf, and of course it's very good in many matchups like Sky Strikers as well as Salamangreats, so it actually was pretty useful in the tournament for sure. Then triple Dino Wrestle Pankratops, of course really good as well, going second against back row decks and other types of decks as well. Then one Starving Venom Fusion Dragon for Super Polymerization against Dark Attribute decks. And then of course the double Super Polymerization. Some players even main deck it, but I think it doesn't really work against everything. I think it's better in the side deck. But yeah, so it's really good in the mirror match as well as against dark based decks like Fana Dragons and Orcust. But I didn't use this card in tournament. Then triple Cosmic Cyclone. Again, I was pretty afraid of cards like Mystic Mine and other Floodgates. So I think this card was... I don't think I used it that much, but I think it's definitely something to consider. But I probably going to take it out. I think Twin Twisters is probably enough. And then triple Anti-Spell Fragrance if I went first against Sky Strikers or like the Endymion Pendulum deck. So then obviously it's broken against Pendulums. They can't even do anything if I open with this card. So yeah. So this was my updated Salamangreat deck profile, which I used in the Finnish National Championship. Like I said, I got 11th place, which was not bad. I won 4 rounds and lost 2. So my matchups were first round I went up against Orcust, and I lost pretty badly. My opponent could go first and do their plays in both games. I did win game 2, but in game 3 I didn't draw any of my side deck cards, so I lost pretty badly. So in the round I went up against Sky Strikers, which I won actually pretty easily both games. Then round 3 I went up against Mermail with I think Orcust Engine. I won that pretty easily as well. Then a 4th round I went up against the Salamangreat middle match. That was actually a pretty hard match. I almost lost. First duel I didn't draw anything. In second duel I won. And in the third duel I was in a pretty bad position, but I summoned Foxy, revealed Fusion Fire, and it was almost time, so I had to make a move pretty fast. So I used Fusion Fire, summoned Wild Chimera, and pretty much attacked for the game. And in the 5th round, I went up against Sky Striker again, and that was a pretty difficult match as well. But I did manage to win. And then in the 6th round, I went up against True Draco, Inspector Border Stun essentially, and I lost because my opponent summoned Inspector Border first turn in the first duel, and I scooped it up immediately because I didn't really have anything. In second duel, I won pretty easily. In the third duel, my opponent summoned Inspector Border again, so I couldn't really do anything, and I forgot to side in my Kaijus because I couldn't really remember that actually those worked against Inspector Border. So yeah, that was my tournament. Unfortunately, I didn't get to top 8, but I did get this playmat and as well as the WHQ sleeves. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this real life deck profile. For now, goodbye and Khaos out.